Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the project risk. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam or PMP in near future. So let's start, friend. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. And project risk is a very important topic if you are if you are thinking or if you are planning to give exam or PMP, because definitely you will see 15 to 20 questions in the PMP exam, in which your concept and your knowledge will be checked about project risk. Also, if you are a project manager or implementing projects, so again your knowledge, your thoughts, your concepts about project risk should be clear to successfully complete the project. So coming towards the main topic, project risk. Whenever we are implementing project, we have to face multiple risks. Now what is risk? Actually, risk is the uncertain condition of a project. Uncertainty means that you are not sure whether it will happen or it will not happen, and what is the impact of the risk is also not clear, whether it will positively impact the project or whether it will negatively impact the project. So that's why risk is very unclear, or you can say any gray area of the project is basically a risk in the project. So let me give you an example here of a risk. For example, you are launching a new ice cream product in the next 6 months, for example, and you are not sure that after 6 months what would be the weather of the country, whether it will be very warm, whether it will be very cold, whether it will be medium. So basically there is a risk. You are launching a ice cream product, you are not sure what will be the weather of the product, weather of the country in the next 6 months. If the weather is become very warm, so obviously there are high chances that you can get more customers. If so, it will become an opportunity for you. So it will have a risk, will have a positive impact on your project. If the weather become very cold, so there are very low chances that you can sell your product of ice cream in the next 6 months, because weather is very cold. Obviously people will not purchase the ice creams in the cold weather, so it will negatively impact your project. So risk is the uncertain condition of a project which could positively or negatively impact your project. If it positively impact your project, it will become an opportunity for you. If it negatively impact your project, so it will become a threat for you. So basically project risk is an uncertain event that may or may not occur during a project. Okay, and it has a negative or a positive impact on the project. Now there are many types of project. For example, external risk. External risk means the risk which is beyond your control. For example, you are ordering hardware from a third party vendor, so you can't have any control on major control on the third party vendor. So there is a risk may occur because it is beyond your organization, it is beyond your control. Then a scope creep risk. Scope creep means that if the scope of a project is not clearly defined, there are high chances that customer may add few things in the scope which is not originally part of the scope. Due to that reason, the cost of the project could increase, or schedule or timeline of a project could increase as well. So this is called as scope creep risk. Schedule risk means that the impact of the schedule may occur. For example, you planned that the project should be completed in 5 months, and there is a high risk that it may complete in 8 months or 9 months, so it will have a impact on the schedule. Financial risk. Financial risk means that the budget, for example, allocated $5,000 was the budget of the project, and there is a risk that the budget or the cost of the project may increase. Maybe the budget of the project was 5,000 and the completion budget or completion cost may be 8,000. So financial risk or the cost risk may occur. Strategic risk. A strategic risk means that, for example, you make a strategy that you will use the, for example, agile methodology for the implementation of a project, and there is a risk that maybe agile methodology is not suitable for your organization, or the project team member are not suitable. Maybe they are more suitable with the waterfall methodology, and the methodology, or basically the strategy which you have adopted for the implementation of a project is not suitable, or not acceptable, or not affordable for the company or the project team members. Performance risk. Performance risk means that the performance which you are expecting from the completion of a project is on risk. For example, uh, you were expecting that you will launch a new product of ice cream in the next 6 months, and there are chances that you will not get the required revenue from the completion of a project. For example, legal and regulatory risk. Legal and regulatory risk means that the regulatory requirement of your country is not clear. For example, you are constructing a flyover in some area, and there may be some issues occur related to legal or regulatory requirements of the country, maybe, or that province maybe. So they may stop the construction of the flyover. They may hinder the construction of a project. So there may be some risk may occur due to the legal and regulatory requirements of a country. Then how to manage the project risk? There are mainly four steps to manage the project risk. First one is the identification of the risk. Identification means that you will sit with the project stakeholders, having brainstorming sessions, sit with your team members, sit with the customer, and identify the risk. Risk identification means that you will identify the uncertain condition of a project. What are the uncertain conditions which may occur in your project, which may positively or negatively impact your project? Okay, so in that, basically, not only a single person, not only being a project manager, you have to identify. You have to sit with multiple stakeholders, from customer side, from vendor side, with the project team members, to identify the risk, identify the uncertain conditions with their with the type of the risk. Then analyze the risk. Analyze the risk means that you have to analyze the occurrence of the risk, that how many chances are there that this risk may occur, and what is the, basically, you can say, probability and the impact of the risk. Probability means the chances of occurrence, and the impact means impact in terms of cost and schedule. Then prioritize the risk. Prioritize means the, like, for example, high risk, which are having very high risk, very high impact on the cost or schedule. Low risk, which are low risk in terms of cost or schedule. Medium risk, that which are medium in terms of cost and schedule. Normally, the risk which are having high occurrence of risk and high impact and cost are very high priority risk actually. Then create a risk mitigation strategy. Risk mitigation strategy means that you, once you identified the risk, you make a mitigation strategy. Mitigation means that minimizing the risk impact actually. That is called as the risk mitigation strategy. For example, you are implementing a software project, and you identify that your team is not capable enough, is not having their required skills. So what you can do, there is a high risk that the technology is very new, and your team is not well aware about the technology. So what you can do for mitigation, you can arrange a training for them, so that they can get know-how about the technology. This is an example of mitigation strategy of the risk. There are different risk elements which you must have to consider when you are talking about the risk. First one is the risk event. Risk event means that when the particular things happen. For example, risk event means that when you are deploying the release on the production, so there is a risk that there may be some issue occur. So risk event means the event means that the when something happened which triggers the problem. Then the time frame, that means what is the time frame. For example, you are expecting a problem, or you are expecting an issue, for example within 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for example, or on the date of 6th of the month you are expecting some issue. So basically time frame means the duration of a time where issue may occur. Then probability means the chances of occurrence, how many chances are there that this issue will occur. Then impact means impact in terms of cost, impact in terms of schedule. Impact means, for example, if this issue occur, for example, so it will cause you a impact of $5,000 for example. If this issue occurs, so maybe you have to face a 2 months delay actually. So this is called as impact actually. Then for project rules tools, we have mainly three tools which we normally use for project risk management. First one is the risk register. Risk register is simply, think of this as a Excel sheet in which you mention all the risk, positive or negative, with their probability, with their impact and occurrence, and also the mitigation strategy, high risk, low risk, and how will you mitigate those. So just think of risk register as a Excel sheet in which you are logging, you are basically logging all the risk and mitigation strategy, and with the passage of time you are reviewing the risk register so that you can manage the risk. Next one is the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means the basically you are analyzing your strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. That is called as SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is very important for risk management as well. Next one is the brainstorming. Brainstorming means that you are basically sitting with multiple people and discussing different ideas to manage the risk, to identify the risk and mitigate the risk as well. So that is called as brainstorming session. Brainstorming sessions means that multiple stakeholders are sitting together and they are discussing several or multiple ideas. Remember that the sitting or conferences means that you have to do some fruitful sessions, like you must have to complete it in 1 hour, 2 hours, and there should be some outcome of the meeting or the conferences, so that you can add some value in the risk management. So it should not be a thing that you are just like people are sitting and wasting time and not producing any result or outcome after the sessions. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.